Regardless of your trading style, regardless of your trading time frame, stop losses save accounts, guys. We've seen over the past few weeks a ton of low float, teeny tiny little stocks going absolutely crazy in today's markets. We're going to tell you in this video why, if you are in the market, you must be using stop losses.
People always get caught up to like, yeah, but you know, what about the flash crash? And people that had in their long-term accounts, like on that day, if you had stops, you got run. So there is a very big difference between a stop in your long-term investing account when you're holding things for years, where I don't know that you need to have them for those types of investments, and then trading. Whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, they do matter. And I love to use extreme examples to make a point, and HKD is the most extreme example that I can find. In the last few days here, you've seen absolutely utter nonsense on this recent issue, where you've seen bottoms down in the teens. I mean, look, it goes 14 to 35, pulls all the way back to 14, only to break out 35, see 85 to 35, break out again today in the 80s, and double up to 160. It doesn't even matter what direction you play. Like, there was a short up here. Oh yeah, there's a God mode short up at 155, 160. But I'll tell you this right now. If it had broken 165, the amount of people short at 150 could have taken this thing, it's so illiquid, up to a 175 or 180. And those who had stops would have survived to possibly trade another day, and others blow up their account. The truth of the matter is, everybody wants to try to hit these kinds of winners, but you cannot trade one of these without a stop to protect your downside, because on a stock like this, or back in the day a GameStop or a DWAC, you don't want your next trade to be your last trade. And that cuts in both directions, man. Like, if you're trying a long consolidation here, well, maybe if you had a 150 stop, it saved you some of that pain down at 125 when you're panicking out. That's the other thing about a stop. It makes you disciplined. Because if you, like, either you meant to hold this, or you needed to get out to control your risk. And if you need to get out to control your risk and you didn't, suddenly you might make a panic decision and get the real low, which is the panic bottom. You don't want the panic bottom. You want the controlled loss that you set in advance.
My advice really is, if you're watching this video, please tune in every single day to TraderTV.Live, because, you know, that's exactly how we trade. And I mean, I could give you some examples here. I mean, we have some on Ford. There's lots of different examples on why you need to use stops. But for me, something that Neil didn't cover a little bit was just that what it does do is also allow you to trade multiple names. And I think that because you can't have your eyes on everything. Like, if I like the short in Google, and I like it in Apple, and I like maybe the long in Meta, or whatever, something like that, it's possible that you can go 3 for 3 and make money on all of those names, but it's going to be impossible for you to sit there and watch every single one and make executions on them simultaneously. So when news comes out on different names, you want to be on those stocks, but how will a meta drop affect maybe a Snapchat or something like that? So you got to have stop orders in. If this happens, then I might want that. So stop orders also very good for things like pairs trading. If you want to be short like the social media stocks for a sector kind of trade, then you might want to say, okay, if Snapchat breaks this level, along with Facebook or Meta breaking that level, they're going to have pins and Etsy and things like that. So I really feel that stop orders, you need to trade with them if you can. Just get used to it. Talk to your broker about them. Normally, that's the exact same fee as it would be on any other order type. And the one thing about trading stop orders, make sure that you put an aggressive bid, right? And so if I'm just going to come over here quickly, I'm just going to show you on Ford. So like right here, we were able to put on a short right here on Ford. I'll just zoom in a little bit more here for you so you could see right there, right? So that short is ahead of 14. Now, I don't put my stop orders at 1401, maybe 1403, 1404, but what I was going to get at is if it takes out 14 and you have X amount of shares, you want to make sure that you're able to get out. So don't put your stop at like 1401 and say with a limit order of 1405, you might want to go to 1410 or something like that, because again, if you're going to set it and forget it, you need to make sure that you have that out if and when it triggers.
I was having a conversation the other day with a new trader, a relatively new trader, and simply explained the psychology of when you're planning a trade, start with where am I wrong first. So if I entered right here, where am I wrong? And then enter the trade and set your stop at that level. So that should be your first thought process in the journey of a trade, guys. Great reasons right across the board as to why you should always be using stop orders.